Print, email, Facebook, Twitter. More Ryde housing developments suspended because infrastructure cannot cope. Housing development has outgrown infrastructure so much in one part of Sydney's northwest that the state government has suspended all planning proposals pending a council review. The property boom in the city of Ryde is putting high pressure on local infrastructure, which means the area needs time to catch up, Planning Minister Anthony Roberts says. We've seen a huge increase in the amount of dwellings in parts of Sydney, Mr. Roberts said, and what we're concerned about is where councils together with the previous government have zoned large tracts of land for high-rise and we haven't seen the infrastructure meeting the needs. Not just roads, we're talking about schools, hospitals, police, fire and ambulance. A new low-rise, medium-density housing code which fast-tracks the building of terraces on properties in Ryde and the City of Canterbury has also been paused, even though it was only introduced last month. The code was due to begin across the state in July this year, but the NSW government has offered to delay the laws in both Ryde and Canterbury Bankstown councils until 2020 because of an anomaly in the application of the laws. With the medium density housing code, that only allows medium density to occur where it's currently permitted by councils, and this is where we have an anomaly, Mr. Roberts said. For example, 55% of Ryde's LGA says that medium density is permissible. I think that is out of step with community expectations. Ryde Council is expected to vote on whether they will accept the state government's offer to defer the laws sometime next week. Where will people send their kids or go to hospital? The Mayor of Canterbury Bankstown Carl Affor welcomed the move, saying the policy would change the way the suburbs look and feel. We're really happy the government has finally listened to us, he said. This is madness and the ramifications of that won't be felt. The policies they were bringing down on us, forcing upon us, we were going to have manor homes and blocks of units on residential blocks that would never be part of our current controls. Canterbury Bankstown Council, the biggest in NSW, has a target of 50,000 new homes to be delivered over the next 20 years, set by the state government. What concerns me is that these targets are unrealistic and they don't come with an infrastructure plan, Mr. Affor said. We don't know where our people are going to send their kids or go to a hospital, because there's no infrastructure plan that's been made public. And we need to know where they're going if we're going to accommodate all these people. More houses, the answer to affordability, Berejiklian. This decision follows a recent recommendation by the Greater Sydney Commission, GSC, which found some councils were facing pressure in the wake of increased residential developments. According to the GSC's findings, of the 7,500 new dwellings built since 2007 in Ryde, 73% were by the council, 24% by the former Labor government, 3% by the current government last year. Premier Gladys Berejiklian said the biggest challenge facing people in NSW was housing affordability. I think the first and biggest challenge in Sydney, in New South Wales, with housing affordability is still supply, Berejiklian said. We just don't have enough new homes coming onto the market quickly enough to meet demand. And Mr. Roberts said the government delivered on its plan to increase supply. We've worked very hard and I think we've achieved that, he said. But in some areas we've got to make sure that the infrastructure keeps up with housing supply, and that's what we're doing right here. Print, email, Facebook.